Hi, I'm Louise Ledbrook, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about how we can consistently maintain forward momentum, right? Or what I like to call sustainable success. Welcome to the Less is More for Leaders podcast, the ultimate guide for leaders who want to achieve more by doing less. I'm Louise Ledbrook, a high-performance productivity coach and business leader with over 20 years experience. Get ready for a life-changing ride as my guests and I explore how you can create space in your life to focus on what truly matters, both in business and in your personal life. We'll be sharing simple yet powerful strategies and stories of success, so get ready to unleash your full potential. Now, there are three big problems that I commonly see in clients when they come to me, at the point when they come to me, and also that I have experienced myself when I've been in that fluctuating survival mode. Yeah. And the big one is that our goals, those goals, they just feel just out of reach. You know, when they're like, you feel like you've been working so hard and so long towards them, but they're just not quite in reach. Yeah. And you, all of a sudden, it's like you just don't have that level of control that you want. You feel like you're a passenger in your own life. It's like life's happening to you, right? Which is not where we want to be. You're not feeling like you're in the driver's seat of your own life. And this all results in inconsistency of progress. Every day feels inconsistent. Some days you feel like you get stuff done. Sometimes you don't. It's like that 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That inconsistency of progress can just be soul destroying long term. Yeah. So we need to solve that. And then you just have this underlying fear that things won't be different. Right? But there is one surety, and that is that things will always change. Good, bad, round, in between, wherever it is, they will never stay the same. Yeah? And that, in this situation, is a great thing, because that means that we can change things, and that means that we can reach our goals and our dreams, and we can have control over our own destiny, and we can feel like we're in control, and we can consistently move forward every day. Things can and will absolutely be different for you in a positive way. To do that, we're going to talk about a couple of things today to help you do that. And the first one is knowing yourself so that you can make good decisions, right? That might sound a bit strange about knowing yourself, but we're going to talk about that more in this episode, because that is the fundamentals, right? Understanding yourself enough that you can make good decisions for yourself. Also, how to create a doable direction for you. And those two things are intrinsically linked. Yeah. We also then need to clear out all those things that are holding you back from hitting those goals and reaching your dreams. And when we're talking about clearing, we also want to remove those mindset roadblocks, which are also keeping you stuck. A lot of my clients, we go through this cycle. So they come to me and they're in a burnout or a chronically fatigued state. And that might be because they've become burnt out through overdoing it, overworking, overlifing, all that sort of stuff. Or they have a chronic illness. They've, got post-viral syndrome or post-COVID syndrome, or any of these different things, chronic fatigue syndrome, ME, all these different reasons that they're in this fatigue state. And we want to take them on a journey out, right? But our mindset is one of the biggest important ingredients in getting you out of that state. And so we want to remove those mindset blocks that are holding us back into that place as well. And then we need to know, what is it going to take to maintain that forward momentum? You're like, okay, so I've sorted all these other things out. How do I maintain that forward momentum? Let's start with the first one, knowing yourself. Yeah. So when I talk about knowing yourself, I'm talking about your cycles. So all of us go through cycles. If you're a woman, you have a natural cycle, right? Have you taken notice of that cycle? What works for you during that cycle? And I get rarely is a month the same, but if you know a typical or most likely cycle, let's say, then you can work with that cycle. Yeah. When do you work best? Morning, evening, middle of the day? When do you feel most energized? When do you have what can create downward or, suck your energy? Right? What types of movement make you feel good? What drains you? And at different times in our life, the answer to those questions are going to be different. Yeah. So, you might be a sprightly little 20-year-old And HIIT training really works for you, right? But you might be a 50-year-old woman heading into menopause or in menopause, and that HIIT training actually isn't scientifically proven to be great for women in that sort of stage in their life. So, you want to really take notice. Is your diet on point? Do you need supplements? What is working for you? What isn't? What do you have in your life that you don't want in your life that's affecting you, mind, body, spirit? And what, if you are one of my clients that are chronically fatigued, do you have your diet sorted out? Do you have your supplements sorted out? Do you have all your other treatments sorted out? What are those things that work for you? What doesn't work for you? You really want to know yourself. What triggers you? Do you have kids? Are you running around after them? Do you have daycare? Do you not have daycare? All of these different things are parts of the puzzle, and they all matter. They all matter. Okay? So you need to really know yourself and take the time to bother to have a look at yourself and know yourself. Yeah? Now, the next thing is then, once you know all that stuff about yourself, how do you create a doable direction for you, right? Knowing all that stuff about you, you then need to choose goals that align and sync with all of that stuff that's going on. Yeah? If you are living your best life, you are in your best shape of your life, then your possible goals for you are going to be different than somebody that's still in burnout or coming out of burnout or chronic fatigue. Yeah. So you need to take all of that into account. Like obviously, if you're chronically fatigued, I reckon doing an Ironman in the next 6 months might not be a great goal for you. Yeah. You need to know these things and have thought about them. Actually thought about them, not just casually in the back of your mind, actually like write them down. Yeah. Right. And then I'm not talking about long-term dreams, right? When I say that if you're chronically fatigued, don't have Ironman as a goal, that's like now, right? It doesn't mean that you can't have it way down the track, but you need to heal and recover and get to a point where that is a doable goal for you. Okay. So then I want you to think about goals that work with all that stuff that's going on for you, and that can be achieved because of all of that stuff or in spite of all of that stuff that's going on for you. Yeah? So consider what you want your lifestyle to be like, where you are at mind, body, spirit, how much work, kids, family life, all of that stuff. Consider all of that and create goals that are doable. Yeah? You can have dreams. I'm not saying don't have lofty dreams. Absolutely have lofty dreams. But your short-term goals need to be doable. Then we need to do some clearing out. All the stuff that is holding you back from getting to those goals. Distractions, time sucks, energy sucks, people sucking the life out of you, projects that are distracting you from your goals, right? Because we also have a bad habit of saying yes to everything. Stop saying yes to everything, right? Bad habits as well. We can have all sorts of bad habits. Staying up to 1 a.m. in the morning, watching Netflix, whatever it is. Lose the bad habits as well. Think about your environment. Yeah. Does your current work environment help you be the most productive that you can be? Should you be in an office instead of working from home? Does working from home work better for you? Is it a hybrid model? I don't know, but you need to consider all of these things and clear out the clutter, create a space that is clear of distractions and energy sucks. Yeah. So that you can have clarity over what you should and shouldn't be doing every day. And it's just neater, right? It's just nicer. Okay. And then the next thing, when talking about clearing out, we then want to clear out the mind of what's holding us back there. Now, like I said, my clients come to me at all different levels. They might be feeling really tired right now, and some of them are energized and ready to go to the next level. So you need to work out what it is, where you are, like we've done all of that already in the last few steps, and then don't resist your situation. Now, I am a perfect example of this, and I did it not just for a little while, I'm talking for years, right? So I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome when I was 18. I had it well before that, but that was when I got my diagnosis, and I resisted it. I was like, that's crap. I don't want to know about that. Find something else, cure me, whatever it is. And I resisted, although it's not that I didn't try and heal and find solutions. I really resisted that was my reality at that time. And ultimately doing that set me back. I kept going forward, back, right? Because I resisted that reality. So I want you to stop resisting that reality, accept where you are at, good, bad, ugly, whatever it is, because that will release a whole lot of energy that you're carrying around, right? That trying to resist all the time is negative energy. That fighting energy is negative and it is holding you back, okay? And as soon as you release that resistance and accept your situation, you'll all of a sudden start finding really meaningful solutions like you never have before. Yeah. And the other thing then is that blaming. So you need to stop blaming everything and everyone around you for your situation, because that also is disempowering you. You're actually disempowering yourself by doing that. Take control, baby. Take control, right? And the only way to do that is take responsibility and control of what's going on, and know that you can have a level of control. Yeah, because as long as you're blaming everything else around you, you're giving them the power. You're giving those things the power. Stop that. Stop disempowering yourself. Yeah, acceptance is the key. Yeah. And then the last thing then is, all right, we want to maintain this momentum, right? We want to make sure this momentum is maintained. And number one thing is the number one list of things is consistency, being disciplined, and asking for help are really important, right? You want to have good daily practices in place that support your momentum, right? Work, life, mind, body, spirit. In all of those realms, you want to have good practices in place, whether it's sleep rituals, morning rituals, daily planning and scheduling, meditation, exercise, diet, supplements, whatever it is, all of these things, you want to ritualize it. You want to have positive rituals in place or practices in place that support you in maintaining your momentum. They also need to help you maintain your boundaries so that you can maintain the level of energy that allows you to maintain that momentum, right? I'm going to use the example of people with chronic fatigue. And if you have this, then you will know this situation really well. When you are in that state of fatigue, sometimes you get a burst of energy, right? And you're like, amazing, I'm going to go do all these things. I'm going to go shopping, I'm going to go cooking, I'm going to go see my friends, I'm going to go out for coffee. You say you're going to do all those things, right? And so you do all those things, and then you've set yourself back 7 days, okay? So if you create the boundaries in your life, you will maintain the energy and increase it. Because if you use up a burst of energy when you get it as much as you want to, and I get it because I've been there many times, then the problem is then you've used up your burst of energy and set yourself backwards. Not only do you end up using up that whole burst of energy, you get so overexcited to go past, right? And so you want to stay in your boundaries at all times so that you'll consistently get this energy on a daily basis, not just every now and then, okay? So the next thing then is also to monitor that you're on track, and this is with your goals, your desired lifestyle, your health, etc. You need to monitor that those things are all on track, right? Because if you just let it all just happen, like if you just go through the motions every day, then all of a sudden signs will start popping up, but you'll miss them because you're not monitoring, yeah? So you need to monitor that you are moving towards your goals. If you're not, what's getting in the way? Have some of those things that were holding you back before snuck back in. Clear them out again, right? Have you been using up your energy, not giving yourself space, mind, body, spirit to revive and relax and refresh yourself? You need to track how you feel every day. Just check in with yourself. How do you feel every day? That is part of monitoring that you're moving towards where you want to go, not being stuck here where you've been. Yeah. So they are just a few little things that will help you maintain that momentum, maintain the consistency so you can have sustainable success. If you enjoyed this episode, press all the buttons, like, subscribe, share, all of the things. It would be wonderful. And if you'd like to know more, if you want to be more involved and continue to get more information like this, why don't you join me in our free Facebook group, Female Leaders Thriving with Chronic Fatigue. In the group, we have trainings and downloads and great conversation, and it's a great community of other women who want the same as you. They just want to thrive in life and business. I hope to see you there.